Time for the Disney List. Taking a look at some of the best and maybe not so great things about the Disney parks from coast to coast. This time focusing in on a Disneyland Forward expansion wish list. Disneyland Forward approved by the City of Anaheim, and now we await Disneyland Resort to get their shovels ready. Get started, start digging, start moving some things around. Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, Garrett Hassel all here with me to discuss their wish list for what they'd like to see as part of the Disneyland Resort expansion and Disneyland Forward. Let us begin. Tyler, what's on your wish list for this expansion? You.
Okay. Well, I got a few bangers, I think.
I bet.
Let's start out with one that we've talked about before. And
Okay.
I think Katrina's going to probably touch on it too a little bit. But I think what I really want out of this expansion, I mean, of course, amazing attractions and cool lands. But when it comes to like infrastructure and just like maybe places to hang out, we've talked about it before. I would really like a sort of food court area out in like the downtown Disney district. Like they have the Anaheim packing district nearby, right? And it's kind of an upscale food court situation with like some of them are more restaurant-esque, some of them you just walk up and get your food and then you can eat whatever you want. But I just think Disneyland is really missing that, or I guess I should say downtown Disney in particular is really missing just a place that feels like you can just hang out in like a community center, like a social gathering area that then also I can just like go and grab little bites and just like snack around while I'm hanging out, because there's really nothing to do in downtown Disney if you're not sitting down at a restaurant, you know? I mean, and a lot of the shops are just kind of they're selling the same things that they sell in the parks, or it's just, you know, so it's just even like the stuff, even the unique stuff like Wonderground, they're like slowly pulling the unique stuff out, you know? Like Wonderground is like a shell of what it used to be. So it's just, anyway, food court.
Give Tyler
like an upscale food court.
Yeah, give
like,
Tyler his snacks.
Yeah, snackies. You know, that's becoming like a big thing. Over by us, the mall it's a food court, but they call it the Topanga Social, and like, you know, it's like all of the restaurants are owned by the same people, sort of, so you can order it like any kiosk you want, get your food. They should do stuff like that. I don't understand it. It seems like it would be such a great way to have the community come out. They have their stage set up now. They can have a band play, you know. It would make sense. Ooh. So as far as like an attraction that would go in the park, and I've also talked about this before, but I just feel like, and they've alluded to, you know, they're thinking about this idea. I think they're thinking more about it for Florida, but I would still love to see it in Disneyland, and that would be an Encanto dark ride. Ooh. That would be a lot like the Mystic Manor. And for anybody who's unfamiliar with Mystic Manor,
going into the different rooms of the house.
Anybody who's unfamiliar with Mystic Manor, the storyline is there's an old man and his pal Albert, and he's a little monkey man. Albert's a little monkey, and they find this stone that can make things come to life, and he's like, Albert, don't touch that stone, I'm telling you. And Albert's like, I'm gonna touch the stone, bro. And he does, and the whole house comes to life, right? And it's you trying to escape from this house that is coming to get you, I guess. I don't know, but but wouldn't it be fun if, I mean, you could do that with Casitas, and it would be a fun adventure. It wouldn't be like, oh no, you're in danger now. it would be more like, you know, I think it would be an amazing. I want it to be like trackless. And I want it to just, every time you ride it, maybe it'll be a little bit different because you'll go in like a different section possibly. The little cars can dance around each other, you know. And, you know, a lot like Rise of Resistance. And I just think that it would lend itself so well because it's such a colorful movie. Think about how beautiful the house itself would be, and think about walking by.
Imagine growing flowers just like as you're driving by, and then there's just like flowers just growing from the sister.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Imagine walking by the attraction, and the Casitas is just like. Think about how fun it would be to have all these little effects like all over just the facade of the house, and just like every now and then the little house like waves to you, or just you know. I just think like there's so many really fun things they could do with it that I just. It seems like it needs to be an attraction. And I mean, think about too, even where they would open up the doors to the bedroom and there's like a whole jungle in there. So really, it's it really, even though it's like a small little house on the outside, it could just lead to a whole crazy adventure, and I think that would be so much fun. And I really want it to be with like a similar type of technology that Tokyo has been really going for, because I think we deserve to see some really crazy effects in our dark rides.
Here, here.
And then my last thing that I'm going to say for an expansion is I want more entrances. I'm getting tired of we park at Mickey and Friends, and it takes us like another 30 minutes to get into the park after that a lot of the time. Like, I want there to be, if we're expanding the parks and they're getting bigger, then let me walk into the park from the freaking parking garage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting tired of, like, there's no reason to make us go all the way to the Esplanade. Like, the reason is you want us to shop. That's really the only reason. So I just think that really we need to add more entrances once this place gets bigger, because it's not like Disney World, right? It's kind of a different beast. So it just doesn't make sense to have everybody cramming into the Esplanade, especially when we see on a regular basis now, like people coming from Harbor, like the security lines go all the way back. I mean, It's crazy how long it gets, and you know how you could make that better. More entrances, please, you lunatics.
Do it.
So those are my three. I think that there's a lot of like specifics I could go into on like which IPs I would really love there, or what type of I would love more thrill rides and stuff too, I think. But I think that I'm really focused on the infrastructure more than the attractions at this point.
I also have a lot of infrastructure wishes in mind too, but Katrina, if you had 3 wishes, expansion time for Disneyland Forward, what do you hope they do?
Okay, so mine are like kind of like the same in a way. Like I could go into like details of like when we like pick apart the map, but kind of what Tyler said, I want better dining options at Downtown Disney. And then when they try to take over the Garden Walk area, like I want it to be like a Disney Springs-esque type thing, right? Better shopping options, because what he said is bland. It's like monotone. Everything is like you can go to every single shop and find the same 15 items.
Sure.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
And it's not unique anymore. The dress shop used to be fun and unique and always just have like the coolest things, and now it's just like a basic Disney store. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's like what he said, Wonderground isn't fun anymore. It's like, it's fun to see the artists and stuff when they come in, but you can see the same things everywhere now, and it's just a shame. So it'd be fun to kind of have a Disney Springs-esque type stores, like options that you can do. I don't want it to be like a mall, but I want it to be just where you can hang out for a couple hours and not be bored, because you can go to Disney Springs for like 2 hours, grab like a bite to eat, kind of like what his idea was, like quick food service type of things where you can grab some food and then all mutually meet somewhere and eat it, maybe grab a drink or whatever. But even just having non-commitment restaurants, like, because everything we have at Disney or Downtown Disney is like a restaurant where you have to sit down and go eat it, besides like Black Tap, right? And that's like pretty much like the only thing. So it'd be fun to have like a fun, quick pizza place to go eat at, where you can just order it, go sit down and go eat it, where you don't have commitment. Because like we have a pizza place that's like next to Naples, where the fuck are you gonna go sit down and eat it? There is no like seating area. They have a cute little pizza box garbage can
Crammed in,
but that's it. So anyway, and then the other one is hopefully they can get like newer rides and not cookie cutter projects, because I really think that, or like cookie cutter, but because I don't want them to be, I want them to like use their mind and then actually expand and use the technologies that they have for something new and great, like this Encanto idea, right? Yeah. Versus being like, oh, we opened this new Frozen attraction, let's do the same thing over on the other coast.
No
and
transplants.
It's just like, just do something new, do something different. Like, why are you gonna just copycat everything and do it exactly the same? What makes it beautiful at that point? What, because the track goes right instead of left, but it's the exact same thing, It's just like, bleh. And then the other one is better parking structure. Give me an easy access to the 5. I am so tired of trying this. I mean, if you're hearing me, you'll understand, because when you have the parking structure and you're trying to leave the park or even get to the park, right? When you exit the 5, north or south, it's like such a pain in the butt, because it's like you have like the 2 little freeway express thing that's only open for like 3 hours of the day, and then they close it, and then you have to like go down this one street, and then everybody doesn't know where to go because there's no signs, so then everybody like tries to veer left, and then it's just a cluster F for like forever. So then
The craziest part, sorry to interrupt, but the craziest part is just when there's like 3 lanes and then they whittle it down to 1.
Yeah. I've seen that.
But it's just like,
And there's 2 lanes there, but they put the cones out so that one of the lanes is completely unusable. And I still don't understand why they do that.
it's just so silly. But then like, because when you're going in, it's just like they need to make a better ramp situation where like literally an exit from the freeway that says like Disney, like Mickey and Friends parking structure. And if you get off that ramp, you are going to the parking structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can get off and then go to like the street, right? And then also they have the little Pixar parking that no one even knows is open. So there's like literally 0 signage. But then as you're leaving the park, the fireworks are going off. Everybody's trying to get out of the park. So then two lucky levels get to go to the freeway ramp, that like the little, like I call it the fast pass to the freeway. And then the other people have to go on the main road that Tyler's talking about, where there's 3 lanes that go into one, and it's just anger, pissed off people. Like it's just a nightmare. So
and
why
often
don't
accidents.
they?
I see
Yes,
a lot
of accidents, and it's ridiculous. So why can't they just make a parking structure? Every lane or every level can get access to the freeway from that area without going to the other side areas. You know what I mean? Like, use your money for that. Like, it's so stupid. It makes me so mad.
Local problems. Hashtag local problems. That's right. Well, and
Make it efficient.
For it being one of the biggest parking garages in the country, it really is super congested at the end of a park day, and just trying to get out of there and trying to get in there at the beginning of the day is nightmarish if you've ever driven a car to go to Disneyland, which we know it's car culture in California. You kind of need it most of the time. There are only a handful of hotels you can really walk to the park from, so you probably experienced it yourself. Garrett, we move to you now. 3 wishes for the Disneyland Forward expansion. What do you want to see?
Well, first one is I would love an Omni thrill coaster on par with, Cosmic Rewind out of Walt Disney World. I don't want, Cosmic Rewind transplanted out there because I think, Mission Breakout's already a phenomenal Gardens ride, but I would love some kind of, multi-directional turning roller coaster, because there's no real thrill coasters out there other than, Space Mountain, Big Thunder. There's no like really crazy.
I almost said California Screaming, but that's not it.
Yeah, but even that, like, I want like a kind of a dark ride Omni coaster that really, draws people in. It can be from IP. I don't care about that. I just want it to not be Cosmic Rewind, because I think that is very special and specific to Epcot. And, do we need another big blue building just hanging out in Southern California? I don't think so. I just think it'd be kind of cool to add some thrill and excitement, because that's why they built Space Mountain, to attract the teens that really wanted some sense of excitement and awe. So let's give that. Maybe on the DCA side or even on the Disneyland side.
Maybe they'll finish the Avenger ride.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. The second thing, similar to Katrina, I would just like some brand new lands that haven't been put somewhere else. Whatever's in Tokyo and Shanghai and Hong Kong and Paris, keep them there, because that's what makes me want to go to travel there. If I can get that here, I won't travel overseas, and I really want to go to these international parks because they look incredible and they have these niche, special areas. So give us something really cool and unique, whether that is, diving into different IP, Treasure Planet,
Treasure Planet, I'm going to put that in there.
Do that.
I know, even Hercules, but
oh, that'd be fun.
Get a Bluey, but this, and it can even be Bluey Land,
Bluey.
I would like that.
No biggie. And since, I don't go to Disneyland as often as you folks do, the third thing I had, like, I'm going infrastructure, and that is some form of new monorail transportation system. It doesn't have to be a monorail.
Efficient.
But just like how, like, when you see the map at how spread out this thing is, it is all over the place, and there's only 2 monorail stops, and the monorail out at Disneyland is not used for transportation. It's more of an attraction than to help you get from place to place. So they have that one like area where it's Garden Grove. Like that's a hike. So you either need some special kind of walkway or a monorail like the ones they have at Tokyo that actually work really well, are clean, and you can change out whatever the effects are. But there just needs to be some easy transportation system so that way families with strollers and kids can get around from point A to point B without having to hop in a car and go there, whether that's a skyway system or a monorail or even some kind of walkway, but make it look pretty, make it look nice. Disney, I know you can do it. Just gotta dig a little deeper, just like in Princess and the Frog. But
Find out who you are. Gotta dig a little deeper. It really ain't that far.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Our wishes are not that crazy.
That's true.
They are reasonable, and if not, you'll face Tyrena's wrath.
Oh,
It's true.
Sure.
Yeah.
you won't like her when she's angry.
I don't mess with me about that 5 freeway entrance ramp. I'll fight you.
She'll
No,
get you.
nope. Like, do something crazy. Just make sure it works, and please don't put Frozen Over After at Disneyland. I feel like that would
Please
diminish
don't.
No
the quality of the
transplants.
park. Yeah, like it already sucks at Epcot. Like, bring back Maelstrom.
Let's make it original. Whatever we do with Disneyland Forward, let's make it original.
It'd be nice.
Disneyland deserves that.
I mean, at least so far, it seems like hopefully we're getting a slightly original version of Avatar. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm down for
Hopefully.
that.
It's
I'm
still
down for that. Can
concept
we get
art.
People Mover? Rocket Rods. I never got to go on it. I want Rocket Rods.
I don't think you do.
I just want to go on it. I just want to go on it once because it got taken away right
Sure,
as
I
was
understand. I understand. You'll never know the feeling of the wheelie.
It's true.
I just want to experience it once, but I'll live.
You're about 15 years away from a midlife crisis. We'll get you a motorcycle. You can do it there.
Yeah.
My midlife crisis when I'm 45, 46? No.
About midlife.
My midlife crisis when I'm 60. I'm going to be 120.
Oh,
Oh.
wow. I didn't realize that. Well, all right. Well,
Oh, okay.
Thank you for your wish list. Thank you all for sharing what you think the Disneyland Forward expansion needs to bring to the happiest place on earth. Now we're interested in your comments. What do you want to see when it comes to this expansion? The first time Disneyland is expanding in this gravity, right? In this expanse. For the first time ever, Disneyland is really going for it and planning on making some huge changes to the resort. What do you hope to see? Let us know in those comments.